Welcome to an exploration of the unsettling world of Charles Manson and his infamous family. In this 8-minute video, we will delve into a series of unresolved mysteries and conspiracy theories that have continued to fascinate and intrigue the public over the years. The saga of Charles Manson is a haunting tale that has continued to captivate people globally for decades. Born in Cincinnati in 1934, he was involved in a string of petty crimes and was in and out of reform schools from an early age. Intelligent, yet deeply twisted in his theories, Manson created a strange blend of religious and social beliefs that he used to manipulate people around him. In the late 1960s, Manson managed to gather a group of followers around him, who became known as the Manson family. What began as a collection of wayward individuals searching for their place in society quickly devolved into a cult-like group that was eventually coerced into committing a series of brutal and sensational murders. One of the most infamous nights associated with the Manson family is the night of August 8, 1969. On this eerie evening, at the behest of their leader, they gruesomely murdered Sharon Tate, a successful Hollywood actress, who was 8.5 months pregnant, along with 4 of her friends who happened to be at her residence, with unfathomable brutality. The aftermath of these murders rocked the entire city and signaled the end of the carefree and innocent era known as the 60s. However, as horrific as these crimes were, what followed was equally haunting, a series of conspiracy theories that further marred the case's clarity and left many unanswered questions in its trail. One such theory suggests that Manson was merely a puppet, a pawn in a much larger game. He was possibly manipulated or even coerced by higher authorities to engineer these murders with the intent of inciting a race war, the so-called helter-skelter scenario that Manson himself claimed to be the mastermind of. Supporting evidence for this theory comes from Manson's connections with influential individuals of those times. He was known to have interactions with several Hollywood celebrities as well as influential businessmen. Some theorists propose that these connections might have been used to persuade or manipulate Manson into committing these crimes. Another theory simultaneously suggests that Manson was actually a CIA operative involved in a clandestine project known as MK-Ultra. This was a real-life covert operation where the CIA experimented with drugs to manipulate and control human behavior. Some believe that Manson and his so-called family were unfortunate victims of these experiments gone awry. To make this theory even more chilling, some researchers point out the astonishing similarities between Manson's predispositions and the objectives of the MK-Ultra program. Both aim to chemically induce a utopian society without any kind of social structure or prejudice, fostering an environment that supposedly would result in absolute freedom. Apart from these, certain theories have focused on the motive of the helter-skelter the race war that Manson claimed had to be initiated. According to some speculators, this was not just about inciting a war, but about preparing for a post-apocalyptic world in which Manson and his followers believed they would emerge as the rulers. One piece of evidence supporting this theory is the Manson family's preparations towards this supposed apocalypse. Equipment, provisions, as well as explicit directives in the family about their impending roles in this post-apocalyptic world, were all ominously discovered. Some theorists claim that Manson's music was not just an artistic showcase, but commissioned with an unspoken agenda by alleged U.S. government officials to incite a revolting youth and serve as a bias eradicator, thus promoting the ideologies of moral equality and societal desegregation putatively. Over time, these theories and urban legends have shaped different narratives about Manson, sometimes as a devil incarnate, sometimes as a misguided philosopher, and sometimes being portrayed as a revolutionary figure, battling the societal ills in his own demented way. Despite all the speculations and theories, one fact is indubitable: Manson and his followers committed some of the most atrocious crimes in American history. However, as with any high-profile case, there will always be an inclination to examine all possible angles, leading to the plethora of unresolved mysteries and unanswered questions that shroud the Manson case. On what ground Manson was able to command such brute obedience from his followers is another mystery that still perplexes many. His charisma, his twisted ideologies, or his ability to manipulate people and situations. The factors might be multiple, but the essence remains the same: captivated the lives of these gullible individuals. Additionally, there are also elements of myth and folklore associated with the Manson family saga. Many believe that there exist yet undiscovered or withheld pieces of evidence that could potentially overthrow the existing narratives and provide a different perspective on the Manson case. To end on a note, the story of Charles Manson and his family is profoundly disturbing, both for the monstrosity of the crimes committed, as well as the chaos that surrounded the investigation and trial in the following years. This story serves as an unsettling reminder of how charismatic but dangerous individuals can manipulate and distort unsuspecting minds, making followers execute even their most horrifying of dreams. As with any other conspiracy theory or unresolved mystery, it is important to analyze facts critically, take them with a grain of hesitation, and respect individuals' rights to their opinions and beliefs. unraveling intricate web of conspiracies and myths behind the Manson case offers us a gateway into a world where the line between fact and fiction blurs into eerie obscurity. Over the years, this dark chapter of American history has been the subject of numerous documentaries, films, and books, each trying to shed light on the appalling chain of incidents. However, despite the passage of nearly 5 decades, the mysteries of Manson family saga remains alive and elusive, a riddle that still captivates those invested in the morbid and macabre. Consequently, this brings us to the end of this unsettling journey into the world of the Manson family and the conspiracy theories that cloud the true narratives. While we may never fully comprehend the magnitude of the truth behind Manson's actions, we can at least strive to understand the motives and mechanisms that drive individuals towards such antisocial, diabolical paths. As we sign off in this dark night, let us remember tales of crime and horror etch significant lessons for our lives. Rather than delve deeply into the abyss of personalities as heinous as Manson's, we can utilize their accounts to build a society resilient, strong, not susceptible to the machinations of a few wayward individuals. So until our next journey into the world of unresolved mysteries and conspiracy theories, this is your host, bidding adieu as we try to make sense of the unsensible, unravel the unexplained, and unearth the hidden truths that lurk in the shadows.